What's up, y'all? It's poetry on the patio with Pleiades, and today I don't have my watch. So please, beings, party people, and they mamas, please just bear with me as we try to do 10-minute increments. I wanted to let y'all know that I'm gonna bring these two babies inside because it's just time to bring them inside. So today is episode 8. As you can see, we have a little table now. We've always had this table outside. I was honestly using it to record for some time, but now it is where I can place my thoughts and my items and grab and go, and that is awesome, right? I checked my mic, I pressed play, so here we go. Let's have a great time. So today's episode, episode 8, is going to come out on July 28th, 2025. And I believe today is if today's Tuesday and Monday's the 28th, then Sunday 27th, Saturday 26th, Friday 25th, Thursday 24th. Okay, so today's the 22nd. So yesterday was a month until my birthday, so I should have known that because my birthday's on August 21st, 2025. So today's episode I'm going to be calling Portals because from 2 months ago when I started my podcast, I have jumped through hoops, which feel like I've exponentially grown in such a short period of time. It's incredible. I don't believe I could have grown so much in such a short period of time. I know my brain is fully forming because I'm about to turn 25, but at the same time, I don't believe that everyone goes through these life-altering events. And my friend Joaquin and I keep saying, who wouldn't this shape? Or this would shape you, or of course this would shape you, like stuff like that. It's just a fun little saying that we have. So let's get into it, guys. Let's go. Who was I when I started my podcast versus now? In my opinion, I am still a very run-on sentence kind of individual, and I still care about getting different drinks and experimenting so I can learn more about the universe. I definitely have opened myself up to a lot more things. Like in this Bucky's Yeti cup, not sponsored, we have HEB's coconut water mixed with the grape electrolytes this time, not the strawberry watermelon electrolytes. I'm gonna drink some. I had some barbacoa from HEB, their meat, for breakfast today. And so this is like the only other thing that I've had, which is fine. Protein. Anyway, I've also changed in so many different ways. Like, I'm a lot more relaxed. I care less about perfectionism and I care more about a product and something that's finished. I am still very much so alone, but I feel less alone. Like, I've been wanting to do this project with and for other people. So I'm so grateful that my friend Otis can take the time, 30 minutes out of their day, or 15 if they're watching on 2 times speed, or anywhere in between that if they're watching at any time speed on YouTube. I'm just so grateful for their consistency. He's got incredible writing and it's always so inspirational and motivating. I did not expect that. And then there's other people who continuously share their thoughts with me and stay with me throughout it all, through thick and thin, because there's some days where I'm able to do more and there's some days I'm able to do less. And also on the topic of consistency, there's also the factor of I was sharing snippets and doing that very, very consistently, very quickly, immediately out of starting the podcast. But now I have like no storage on my phone, so I've been deleting videos off my phone by posting them on all different kinds of social media platforms to take off that storage off my phone and put it on some kind of cloud, because I don't have iCloud or Google Cloud working for me right now. I've been paying $2 a month for the last couple of years to keep 100 gigabytes on Google Docs. So yeah, everything's changing, and I feel like very soon there's going to be less and less videos on my Google Docs, and eventually everything's just going to be online, because I've always wanted to post videos online, but I finally feel like with my podcasts, even though I don't have a chance to edit them exactly how I'd like to, I'm getting the chance to learn how to be a YouTuber, and those things, yeah, I have developed since I started my podcast. And how have I developed my skills? So I wanted to talk about, I used to have notes on my napkins and my pant tags. We are on episode 8, and from episode 1 and 2 being on those silly little notes, episode 3 got to be on my journal, and so on and so forth. And then we also changed next week's episode, like we actually talk about what's happening next week and giving you something to look forward to. I also did not have a tripod in the beginning, so that gave me some angle issues, so I had to go back into my videos and change the angles. Now that's no longer a problem. I used to not be on my patio. The first episode was called Patio, or Poetry on the Patio with Pleiades, but the episode's name was not on the patio, and now we're on the patio, and we're not always going to be on the patio. I think I've talked about that. Like some episodes, some interviews will not be in Austin. They'll be held in Houston, but I'm having those conversations with people as it goes. It's very cool as it happens. I love it all. And so I also had mic battery issues. I have two mics. You might be able to tell that this mic is not as fluffy as the other mic, which is no big deal, but I lost the fluffy thing for this mic, and this mic was just the one that was it had full battery, and my other mic, while it is charging, I need both of them to have full battery for my interviews. And I've been telling you guys, I have no interviews as of right now, but that's okay. I also didn't know how to podcast in general, and that was okay. I had some experience with one of my exes, but I now feel like I have a lot more experience because I'm the person behind the camera, I'm the person in front of the camera, I'm the person behind the editing and everything, right? Uploading, etc. Also, I have now had, you probably can't see it from there, maybe I'll just like show you up close, but I've got like all of these podcast dates set up, or like the episode like episode 23 and next week, with different colored pens, because I just needed to be more organized. So those are all different things that I got from starting my podcast and how I've developed since then. And also, I think a lot of you guys have asked me, like, what's the podcast about? And obviously, like, it's about becoming and a process in general. So it's really cool because I started initially with the experience of other people allowing me into their podcasting rooms and their spaces, and that benefited me so much experience-wise. And yeah, I've been trying to keep you guys afloat with me, like giving you guys a raft. If you want to start a podcast, like, why don't you? And yeah, it's been 2 months for me now, and people have been congratulating me on episode 7. Episode 8 is now being recorded. I find that incredible, and I'm just, again, so incredibly grateful. So incredibly blessed. I cannot explain how blessed I am to have this little corner of Manor, Texas in my family's house. I'm blessed to be able to get this silence and this nature, to be able to start this podcast, because I need this moment alone and the slowness, I feel like, to be able to do this. Also, I'm helping my friend Joaquina host their party later today. I'll be helping them with picking them up from work and cleaning their place. I just feel like I've been bringing so much more value to the world in the ways that I want to, which is amazing. So I think I'm going to take a little break there because I don't know where I am in time. And yeah, take a little break, text my friend back because I need to update them on when I'm picking them up. All right. So I was just checking if the mic was on. Sorry if I made some weird noises. Looks like the last video was 8 minutes long. I took a little bit of a break so I could get a breather, and I'm back, and better than ever. I'm just gonna move this there for now. Get that out of the way. So I want to talk about how August is in a few days, because I'm posting this on July 28th. Currently, I told you it's July 22nd, so we still have like about a week, but that's still just a couple of days. And it's amazing that it's in a couple of days. I talked about my mid-summer reflections last week, and I just dived into everything that I've been doing. And this week, I'm just like catching you up on some more, filling you in on like what I've learned in the last week, what I've processed, because everything's a work in process, right? Progress. And what does Leo season mean for me? Because Leo season's about to start, and I am a Leo stellium. It's also Leo Mercury retrograde. What the hell am I talking about? Leo Mercury retrograde, which is crazy because Mercury retrograde is already just a battle in itself. And I've been meaning to be more intelligent with myself, but not intellectualizing. So I've been feeling my feelings, expressing them, and then also intellectualizing, because I believe there is a part of the path, like there's some benefits of that, right? So yeah, when it comes to um my stellium, I have a Leo Sun, a Leo Venus, and a Leo Mercury. And I particularly believe in Vedic astrology compared to Western astrology, because Vedic is Eastern astrology, where the Asians and the Indians used it. And Western astrology actually was created by the Mayans and, you know, the Aztecs, the natives of America. Unfortunately, I say that name, but it's not America, right? It was their land. But because Americans took it and ran with it, the Vedic astrology math basically stopped. Um, I'm trying to think of the word, but it's not falling off my tongue. But basically, because they didn't update their system mathematically, and the Vedics did, the Vedics are more accurate, and they also contain more of the star systems. So it's more of the gravitational pools. And there's only like a few little differences, because Vedic astrology is basically like 2 weeks away from um regular, not regular, sorry, ugh, I hate saying that, but Western astrology, there's no actual or average astrology. There's just different systems. And yeah, so I've always believed in Vedic astrology through and through, and a lot of people will not shake their understanding of Vedic astrology, or like they'll stick within what's comfortable for them. And I used to be there, but I used to study Vedic astrology when I was a child, and I accidentally studied Vedic astrology. So when I was in junior high and high school, and everyone was talking about, oh my God, I'm a Scorpio, oh my God, I'm a Leo, oh my God, I'm a Pisces, all that stuff, right? I was like, why does this not resonate with me? Like, we were talking about the moon and the rising signs. And so, like, my moon and rising sign are different in Vedic astrology, but I do believe Western has its own place, because these things would not be created if it wasn't for human. That's just science in general. So even though like mitochondria might be the powerhouse of our cells, biology wise, that's just what we believe. And the same thing goes for any science. And yeah, so I just wanted to place that, because I'm sure I'll dig more into Vedic astrology. But let's just finish that conversation for now, because we're going to continue to be in Leo retrograde next week and the week after that, and then for 3 months. And this is going to be affecting my life, and I have to talk about it, because I cannot make deep decisions, and I have to tell myself I have to go hermit mode, because especially because I'm a Leo Mercury and this is about to change my life. This is a portal. That's why I'm talking about portals right now. Like, yes, I'm going to stick more to myself and I'm not going to be doing interviews. That's probably a part of the portal. Yes, I'm not going to be telling the people that I have crushes on that I have crushes on them, because again, that's part of the portal. I can't make huge decisions right now. And I have been making little decisions and they just have not been feeling good, but they've been redefining what decisions mean for me. Different retrogrades have felt horrible. This retrograde has felt pretty good. Okay, so far, right? And it's the end of July. How was July? What happened? So I continued to date throughout July. I continued to get to know people. I talked to people from all different sorts of ages. Apparently, as long as you're above 20 for me, age is just a number. I've been talking to people from all different walks of life, all different parts of the universe. And yeah, it's very interesting. The dating scene is in hell right now. The bar is so low, it's so bad. I would love to feel chosen the way that I choose people, but I feel like the depth that I'm providing for others is sometimes scary. And also, like, I'm just not interested in everyone that's interested in me, unfortunately. But I do have a silly little crush that's not supposed to be there, and it's not my crush of crushes. If you guys know me, I have a crush of crushes, and then I've got a silly little crush that shouldn't be there right now. And I've got plenty of crushes on friends. Like, there's people I'm going on dates with, I'm getting to know people. But I think I'm in love with two people at the same time. My crush of crushes, and then my crush that's crushing me. We just got way too intimate, way too friendly, and they don't know this yet. And they're probably gonna watch this. And I'm just sharing my silly little secrets for the world. And that's Leo Mercury retrograde for you. Leo Mercury retrograde. Sorry, I've got dyspraxia. My motor functions. Okay, so we're talking about July. So I continue to date. I've had my first recording in a long time. I played bassoon, flute, and gyro for my friend's band. And I'm not allowed to talk about it exactly right now, but I do want to talk about the fact that I got to record because I haven't had a recording studio session since before I broke my arm and got metal in it. I've got 7 nails and a metal plate. So, yeah, it's crazy to me because I'm finally getting back into it. The portals are opening for me. The world is changing for me. The miracles are happening with me. I had a phone call with my ex, Vlad. That went well. We were supposed to meet up and make music and also get some Korean barbecue. That did not happen. I'm sure prayers were made, friends made that happen. Vlad, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Maybe we'll get to do that sometime. I had a phone call with my friend Morgan in Washington. Morgan used to live in Texas. I love Morgan. Well, Morgan doesn't live in Washington anymore. Sorry. That's just my past brain affecting me. They live in California. I won't exactly say where, but it was such a great time to talk to them. And he and I are going to call later this week. And I love that. I want to continue creating my connections. Morgo and I have known each other for years. I had a phone call with my friend Guy this past month, and that was wonderful. It was so nice to catch up. And they kind of like, he up and left Texas, like without telling anyone really. So it was nice to get like information of like, clearing things up, what happened and why, um and also just to change the dynamic because they don't live in Texas anymore, so we can't like hang. I'm trying to get a hold of my friend Akash. I called them, they called me. He and I are still trying to make a call. I learned how to swim. I continued my podcast. Now I have 50 plants thanks to Joaquina. That's another reason why I want to bring these babies in. I want to see how they look at their healthiest, and I also want them to provide oxygen inside of the home. And they are like they have different care needs. One of them's a cordyline red star. That's the red one, the completely red one. The green and red one is the Dracana. The Dracana needs less water while the cordyline needs more water, but I'm sure that's going to change when they come inside. So that's happened. My 50 plants are thanks to Joaquina. 10 of them were thanks to Joaquina. 2 of them was from this individual that I had met, Mason. One of them's my friend's Pothos. 2 of them are from my mom. Um, I stole a couple. For legal reasons, this is a joke. Um, for lack of better words, they were freely growing, and I just took like a little piece, and now they're freely growing even further. So what's the problem with that? Anyway, 50 plants is great. I was supposed to jam with this person named Kyle. You know what? We're just gonna name what it is because I'm more open these days on my podcast. Oh God. Okay. Sorry. I had to let it out a little bit. The jam with Kyle did not end up being a jam. That's okay. August goals. Hermit mode album. My friend Snake is going to come into town. We're going to make some more music. They're going to make some music. It's going to be great. I love Snake. Anyway, people switching up on you is so annoying. But I can't even say that I'm that annoyed, which is so freaking annoying to me because of what happened this morning. So apparently this podcast was meant to be today because there's this individual that I met that was like, oh, I was like solo poly for a little bit. I mean, I still am. Like, I'm just in hookup culture right now. I'm getting tested regularly. I'm being very safe. At the same time, I was hanging out with this individual as a friend. I'm sorry that this is on my necklace. Obviously, I'm not wearing a shirt that can connect to my. Anyway, um, yeah, so I'd met this individual as a friend, and then they were giving me flirty information, attention. And I was like, that's so strange. And then they messaged me, we have no romantic capacity or capabilities. Like, I just don't feel that with you. And I was like, lol, that's funny because like I didn't even show you my romantic side. And then I just like didn't even respond to them because I was like, okay, what? And then 2 weeks later, they messaged me again, and he tells me that he's incredibly attracted to me. I was like, what? I thought you felt no romantic capacity here. And anyway, I didn't even say that. I was just like, I just jumped into it. I was like, okay, whatever, let's see what's happening. And so as I jumped into it, they told me, oh, I'll buy this for you, I'll buy this for you, we'll do this for you. Because again, they're in a partnered situation with like their main partner. And then like that same day they were like, oh, this is so unfair to you, but like I don't trust myself to meet you. And like it's funny because a lot of people have come and go from my life recently because of how much I've been dating, and it's just changed my emotions so much. Like sometimes it shocks me completely, sometimes it just hurts, but mostly it's just like I feel what I feel and then I let go of it. I'm not capable of like let going of it immediately, letting go of it immediately. Like I have to journal, I have to process a little bit because I feel like maybe like that's just hypervigilance. I don't know. I'm expressing myself here. This is a safe space. This is my podcast. And my friends have been helping me dive deeper into my brain, specifically Joaquina. But yeah, I don't know. I woke up this morning to some cat ears that they said they were going to buy for me, and they were like $20. And then like this other thing that they're going to buy me is like $30, $40. So honestly, I'm expecting to see it in the mail, even though they don't talk to me anymore. People switching up on you, so strange. Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of a break, and then we're gonna see how long I've been doing this because I don't have my freaking watch. It's in the AM right now. We're in the morning, by the way, because I've been saying like, oh, it's 7 p.m. or oh, it's 6 p.m. or whatever time it is in the day when I do this recordings. It is like 11 o'clock, sometime during 11 o'clock on this particular day, the 22nd of July. But what's very interesting to me is that I'm gonna see how long I've recorded. It may be longer than the last one. Last one was 8 minutes. I don't know. I'm just really talking because I find talking interesting. Humans are interesting. Life is interesting. Love is interesting. Is this thing on? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, y'all. It's so funny. I looked at myself in the videos that I just previously took and I was like, damn. God damn. Because I look good. I look good. And why do I look so good, to be honest? Like on camera? I'm having fun. I'm being more myself. Let's crack my back. Ooh. You heard that? You want to crack my neck? Not you, but like me, you know? Like, do you want to be here while I do it? Ooh, that one was a good one. I hope y'all heard that. I'm pretty sure y'all heard that. Anyway, next week, what are we talking about? Interviews. Yes, we are going to be talking about interviews next week. Even though the week after that will not be my first interview. We're literally just going to take it day by day. My friend Snake is going to be here with me in a couple of weeks, and we're going to record. I think that may be my first recording. I'm pretty sure that will be my first recording because I'm going to be focusing on my album. So it looks like my first interview recording. It looks like my first interview will be in September, and then I want to talk about my values with interviews, my dream interviews, and I want to talk about depth of gratitude towards my viewers. What has this podcast taught me? I should have brought my pencil out. Oh, you know what? Now I know. Like now I know why I need a pencil because sometimes I'll have thoughts during my podcast and it'll be for next week. And it's like, oh, well, I don't want to talk about that this week. I should talk about that next week. Anyway, we're gonna get into therapy session mode. Are y'all ready for this? Okay, so today is my friend Joaquina's party, and I'm super excited. I had to record this right now. I was planning to do it a little bit later in the day, but 11 a.m. is actually perfect timing to record and then have time to myself for the rest of the day. So around 2:30, sorry for the swing cracks. I actually don't care that much. This is my podcast. But it's so annoying and loud. Yeah, I'm gonna help them clean and watch 12 Monkeys. If you haven't watched 12 Monkeys, you should. It's gonna change your life. You should watch the movie first and then the show. And it's on it used to be on Hulu actually. Anyway, that is a part of my therapy session today that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I did mention bringing these plants inside. I have a bunch of plants in my room and my bathroom, and I need some outside plants too, but I think I'm just gonna hang out with my mom's outside plants. My plants give me a reason to go outside. That's always lovely. My plants are doing better. I had purified water for some time. I was not going to be able to do tap water because they were like dying like that. So then I changed to distilled water finally, and my plants are finally coming back. Like my Venus flytrap, all the traps were like completely dead. That sucked so bad. This Friday, I'm getting a tattoo from my friend Snake. Y'all know Snake. I love Snake so much. I'm so excited to have that permanently alter my body. I'm so aware and conscious of what this contract means for me. And I think Snake is the perfect person to redo this for me. I've been asking them to do it for like months now. Well, I've been honestly thinking about them doing it for months, and we had like talked about it, but like now it's like in the works because I'm not coming to Houston for some time. Also, I'm really excited because like all I really have planned for next month is my birthday party, and then writing the album, which is all you really need in life. Like really, I do love socializing. I'm an extreme extrovert. I'm the type of person who will go outside even when I don't have money and like figure it out. I feel so homeless in those moments. Like I'm begging on the street for money and like my friends are just buying stuff for me. I literally again like feel so freaking homeless in those moments. I'm like I am such a bum. I'm such a horrible human being. But those are just insecurities, right? Yeah, so continuing on with the nature of this podcast, this is not actually therapy for me, of course. Like, I think about going to actual therapy, but like the things that I gain from my life, I've told therapists, and they're like, wow, those are things that I would have guided an individual to get to if they're paying me for therapy. And then I'm like, well, why am I paying you for therapy then? So my entire life has become therapy in that way. Like my podcast, of course, we've talked about is like journaling, is like a video or sorry, a voice message for my friends. They get to know more about me. They get to know about how my brain works, about what I surround my life with. Also, to my friend Otis, because I know you're going to be watching this, which is awesome, please consider dating around. It is so hard out here. And once you get into it, you can finally give yourself a chance, but it's still going to take some time. Like, you might have been out of the dating scene for a couple of years. I was only out of the dating scene for a couple of months, and I've only been in it for a couple of months, like 2 months to be exact. In a couple of days, it's going to be 3 months. Oh, I'm feeling my Dracana pet me right now as my eyes are closed, and it's just so spiritually amazing. Also, it's crazy that these plants wanted to be outside, but as they saw that like I was taking care of other plants, they're asking to be inside. Like, oh, what a life! What a beautiful life. My friend Joaquina also wants to take me to the river. I've never gone to the river, so that's awesome. Because like literally, I used to not be able to swim, and now I can swim, and yeah, being in the river and being in bigger pools will teach me how the world works. And I love that so much. Um, I'm so grateful for my friends in every aspect. I'm grateful for my lovers in every aspect. I've got a lot of people I'm hooking up with right now. And, you know, most of them know I'm hooking up with multiple people. And it's just so weird how so many people fumble the bag. Like, you'll text them, you'll get their number. God, dating is so strange. Anyway, that's just a part of the pie. My music is really important. My book is really important. My art is really important. But all of those things have to happen in their own time. And I'll get to talk more about them. I think I have like a really big difficulty of talking about my art because sometimes I feel like people don't care. But the more I talk about it, the more that I care and the more that people will care. So you know what? Like, that's the reason the podcast is here in general. Like, yeah, maybe I'm talking about dating and stuff like that as well, but like, this is just about becoming in general, and I've told you all that all the time. Well, no, maybe not all the time. Maybe I'm just figuring that out. But everything that I've told you is the process of becoming. So technically, I've been telling y'all all the time. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here, please, beans, party people, and they mamas. You know what I'm gonna do for this last minute. So let's take this moment of silence real quick. Thank you so much again for being here with me. Please hit that MFN like button, that MFN subscribe button. Comment down below any thoughts, criticisms, improvements, constructions. Much love as always from where I am to where you are. Take care of your home. Clean. Take care of your plants. Prune. Take care of yourself. Hydrate. Eat well. Brush your teeth. Balance. Take care of your friends. Take care of your lovers. Take care of your family. Take care of the people around you. Take care of your business. Take care of your hobbies. Read a book. Educate yourself. Expand. Grow with the world. Listen to nature. Touch the grass. And with that, I'll see you guys on episode 9. Or on my silly little phone.